Hey everybody, how's it going? This is the Pokemon Psychic. You haven't seen me in a while because I haven't uploaded any videos because I've had nothing to upload. I don't have a job, so I don't have money. I can't buy cards, so I have nothing to open on my channel. I have nothing to review or anything like that. So I don't know if you've been seeing my shorts, but I've kind of been uploading some shorts of just random stuff. One which is a random Pokemon thought I had, and then the other one I uploaded not that long ago. I think I think I just uploaded that short a few minutes ago. So, and I think this is gonna go up because I think I'm recording this around midnight. So I think this will go up the next day when I get up, or at some point probably tomorrow is when I'll probably upload this video. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway. So I've been uploading some shorts because I've had nothing else to
upload, so I've just been doing some shorts, something quick I could do. But I just thought of an idea that I can actually do. And this is kind of just a way to, well, because people always ask, what's your favorite Pokemon? Or, what's your favorite this and this? And it's you know what? I'm gonna actually figure, what my favorite of, these specific categories are. Put them down, and then I'm gonna tell you. And that'll be, a video. And obviously, since my channel is kind of based around Pokemon cards, well, I have a stack of Pokemon cards of all the Pokemon for the categories. So, before we get started and get into that, please hit the subscribe button, please, pretty please. I'd really like to grow my channel. Please hit the subscribe button, please. Thank you. Okay. So with that being said, let's get on with this. So, this is essentially what's my favorite Pokemon. Now I have put this down into 5 categories. Category 1 is just what is my favorite Pokemon of all Pokemon, all over 1,000 that we have now, Gens 1 through 9. What's my favorite? Gardevoir. I don't know if I've said this before, but if I haven't, I'm saying it now. It's Gardevoir. Gardevoir is my favorite Pokemon. It is my favorite Pokemon of all time. I really love Psychic-type Pokemon. Not to mention, Gardevoir's Pokédex entries always talk about how loyal it is to its trainer, and if its trainer is in trouble, it'll use its psychic power to protect them. Sounds like a good partner to me. I know. Obviously, there's a lot of people that like Gardevoir for some inappropriate reasons. In my case, I think I like the Pokemon. I just think the Pokemon is cool. Plus just the Pokédex entries talking about how if the trainer's ever in danger, it'll use its psychic power to protect them and create black holes. It's I want that on my team. Not to mention being a psychic and fairy type, it's pretty strong. Obviously, as a Rolton and Curly, it's not super strong, but once you get into a Gardevoir, set up some Calm Minds and just spam Psychic or Moon Blast or whatever, and boom, you're there to victory. As long as you're not fighting a Steel type or anything that resists Psychic or Fairy. If you're not fighting a Steel or Poison type, or if you're fighting Poison, you use Psychic, but it's it is a little frail, so you do kind of risk getting hit with a Poison move. But anyway, it's still, I like the Pokemon. I think it's cool. I obviously know there's people that's they like it for inappropriate reasons, where they say, hey, why do you like it? It's that. It's do you like it for inappropriate reasons? It's no. I think the Pokemon's cool. I think it's cool, and I like that. The Pokédex entries talk about how if the trainer's in danger, it'll almost sacrifice itself to protect you. It's I want that on my team. It's hell yeah. So that's why Gardevoir is my favorite Pokemon of all time. Now, moving on to category 2, favorite starter. So obviously it's what's your favorite starter of all the starters? It's I have that, but I also kind of just wanted to list off what is my favorite starter from all the gens of from Gen 1, which of the Gen 1 starters is my favorite. I want to list that off too. So, from Generation 1, my favorite starter is, shocker, Charmander. Obviously not many people like Bulbasaur, but there are some Bulbasaur fans, and as people like MJTV have said, Bulbasaur is the best Pokemon. It's the best starter to use for a Kanto playthrough. Though it's like you're going to pick the plant and the turtle over the lizard dragon? Really? It's like, what else there is to say? Charmander and its evolutions to Charizard are they're freaking cool. They're cool. It's a fire lizard. It's like, also, this is a this is like a Team Rocket Charmander card that I got from my grandmother, like, before she passed away. So that, I mean, what else is there to say? Charmander is cool and Charizard is awesome. So it's like, what is there not to like? So it's like, I mean, Squirtle's cool, and I mean, Bulbasaur, I mean, there's nothing really wrong with Bulbasaur. I mean, hey, like, I have a Bulbasaur, like, Lego figure, and I have Ivysaur too, and then I also have Venusaur. No! No! Okay, he's good. I got Venusaur. I got these for my birthday. My dad got these for me for my birthday, and I put them together. So that's cool. I really do want the other ones though, but it's like, hey, there's nothing wrong with Squirtle and Bulbasaur. It's just, I like Charmander. I like the lizard. So it's like, cool. Now, Gen 2, Cyndaquil. Again, fire. the fire types are, it's just, now I will say this. So there's 9 generations. So there's 9 starters that I picked. Out of those 9 starters, 4 are fire, 4 are grass, 1 is water. And so it's like, I'm pretty even when it comes to like grass or fire. I feel like I knew that I picked either fire or grass more, but I didn't know which one. I thought fire would be more, but actually they're dead even. And then, well, it's mostly thanks to Scarlet&Violet that grass ended up tying with fire. But even so, fire and grass are tied, and I only have 1 water. Either way, I mean, I like Cyndaquil. Honestly, so obviously no one really likes Chikorita. No, like, because Chikorita, the line is also really weak, especially compared to other grass starters. I mean, it's pure grass, so it's not too great. It's like at least Bulbasaur is a poison type. Obviously, they kind of makes it not as good in certain scenarios, but in other words, it's still pretty good. And then like other starters, other grass, like they become like grass something, or either way. But like Chikorita, it's not so great. So it's between obviously Totodile and like Cyndaquil. I like Cyndaquil more, and I think it might be just because it's pretty basic. I kind of do like the more basic like looking Pokemon. But also, I mean, it's a cute little fire hedgehog. It's like, and then, I mean, Totodile's like a little crocodile. And it's like, I know a lot of people like Totodile. I do think a lot of people like Totodile. And I don't know if people like Totodile, if there's more people that like Totodile over Cyndaquil, or I don't know. I like Cyndaquil. Not really much else to say. It's kind of like the same reason for Charmander. Then there's Trico. Now, if I had to pick, it's like which region, which generation had like where it's like all 3 starters. It's like I like all 3 starters. It would have to be Hoenn. I like Torchic's cool, Trico's cool, Mudkip's cool. All 3 are cool. I like all 3, but it's like out of the 3, I like Trico more. Now, I mean, like Mudkip's cute, Torchic's a cute little chicken and becomes Blaziken. It's like it's cool, but it's like I like the gecko. I like the gecko. So it's like, it's a little lizard. It's a little lizard. I like him. So I like Trico. Not to mention, I mean, just like how sassy he looks, like, or like how smug he looks. I like him. I like Trico. Not to mention Sceptile is just really cool. I mean, Swamperd's pretty cool too. And Swamperd's also really strong, but it's like, I like Sceptile. So anyway, that was for Gen 3. For Gen 4, we're back to fire. I like Chimchar. Not many people like Piplup. I know there are like some Piplup stands. There's people who love Piplup, and especially if you watch the anime and you watched like Dawn's Piplup, then you probably like Piplup because of how cute it was in the anime. But I like Chimchar. Like, I mean, I also do like Turtwig. Like, it's whenever I play through the Sinnoh region, I kind of like swap between Chimchar and Turtwig, but it's like, but also if you're playing through the Sinnoh region, like especially if you're playing Diamond and Pearl and not Platinum, pick Chimchar because there's not very many fire types. In Platinum, the Pokedex is better, so there are more fire types to choose from, but Infernape still ends up being like the best fire type. So if you're playing through Diamond and Pearl or Platinum, really pick the fire type. Like if you're playing through the Sinnoh region, pick fire, like pick Chimchar. But it's like, I mean, Turtwig is still cool. Like Torterra is a really cool Pokemon. I do love Torterra, but it's like, I like Infernape. I like the Chimchar line. Again, they're also pretty basic. It's monkeys with fire. Like, I mean, it's just monkeys with fire on them. Like, pretty basic. So it's like, again, so anyway, that's what I like for that starter. Moving on, Gen 5 is Snivy. Also, pretty basic of the starters. I started in Gen 5. Now, my first Gen 5 game, I had Tepig. However, I had an Emboar, and me being young to the point to where I didn't know there was a save option on the Pokemon games. Stupid. Because I was used to Mario, and once you beat the second castle, the game would autosave. Well, Pokemon doesn't do that at that point. It does have an autosave feature now, but back then, there was none. You had to manually save the entire time. And I didn't know there was one until I found it. So I would just play the game until I got bored, or I'd play it till my DS ran out of battery. And then I had to start the game over again. But then I found the save button, and I got to continue. And I couldn't beat the league on Pokemon Black I had an Emboar, and it was my strongest Pokemon. And it's pretty much, use your starter the entire time. I caught other Pokemon, but they really, really lagged behind. Like, they were, like, mid to maybe high or, like, low 20s. Yeah, not great for the league. And then I lost that Black game, and I never got to finish it. And I could have sworn I got locked out of the league. I was able to get to the league, and they wouldn't let me back in, and I didn't know what was going on. And then I lost that save file, and I couldn't get back in. And I think that was also the save file that I used the Master Ball on a level 2 Sawaddle. I was dumb. So, yeah. So, my first Pokemon game was Black. I chose Tepig at that, but Snivy is now my favorite of the Unova starters. Let's see. What is that reason why? I don't know, I just really love Superior. I don't know, I just don't really like Emboar's design. And, I mean, Samurot's okay, but I think I just prefer Snivy. I just prefer the Snivy line over that. But still, I would like to use, like, Samurott in, like, playthroughs, so that'd be cool. Now, moving on to the only water type that I have picked of the starters, Froakie. I mean, if you're choosing, like, Chespin and Fennekin over the water ninja frog, what's wrong with you? It's like, how could you not like Greninja over the other ones? I mean, everyone has their opinions. Everyone has their opinions, and they like what they like. But I mean, come on. How do you pick Fennekin and Chespin over Froakie? How? Froakie is adorable, and when it evolves into Greninja, it becomes super freaking cool. Is there anything else to say? It's a water ninja frog. How do you not like that? How would you not like it? So it's like, so I definitely love Greninja and the Froakie line. So Froakie is definitely my number one pick for, like, the Kalos starters. Now, moving on to the Alola region, Litten. If you don't already know this about me, I am a cat person. I mean, I like dogs, but I very much like cats more than dogs. Very much. Excuse me. I very much like cats more than dogs. And when I first played Sun and Moon, specifically Moon that I played, Litten was the one that struck at me. It was a cat. It was a fire cat. I mean, I honestly don't really like Poplio. I mean, I like Primarina. Primarina's pretty cool. I do like Primarina, but I don't really like Poplio. And Rowlet and Decidueye are, like, really cool. I definitely like picked them when I played Legends Arceus, but when I played Alola, it's like I kind of switch between all three, but it's like out of the three, I like the Fire Cat. Incineroar, its design could have been different. I don't really like Incineroar, and Torracat's okay. I love Litten. Like Litten is cool. Torracat's okay. It's a bigger cat. It's a bigger fire cat. Incineroar could have been changed to be better. It's a wrestling cat. I mean, and also it's quite furry bait. It's like very much that. But I like Litten. I don't really like Incineroar, but Litten is cool. Out of the final stages, I'd probably say Decidueye is my favorite. But from like picking which starter, I like Litten. Now, moving on to Gen 8, Grookey. So when I played Sword and Shield, obviously I hadn't watched Pokemon Journeys at that point because I didn't watch Netflix and I kind of had just stopped watching TV altogether. So I didn't watch any. I stopped like halfway into Sun and Moon and didn't watch the anime since. So I didn't play. So I didn't see the anime, but I played Sword and Shield, and Grookey was the one that stuck out to me. I looked at Sobble, didn't really appeal to me. Looked at Score Bunny, a little Fire Bunny, what? But then I saw the Grass Monkey. I was like, that's an adorable monkey. I like the monkey. So I picked Grookey, and I have loved the Grookey line as my favorite from the Sword and Shield starters. Now, I have seen the Journeys anime, all of it. Well, there has been, apparently, I think there has been some, like, more past it with Ash doing stuff with his old Pokemon. I haven't seen that, but I have seen, like, the entire Journeys anime on Netflix. And I do have to say that the anime is what made me like Score Bunny and Sobble more than I didn't really, like, they were, to me, they were, like, okay. I didn't really care that much about them. Then the anime really made me, like, kind of like them more. And made me like, okay, now I'd actually want to like switch between them and actually like, use them more than once in playthroughs and stuff. Like Go Score Bunny was adorable. Reboot kind of being rebellious was pretty funny with Go. I do like they kind of sorted things out. And it still did listen to him, but it was like pretty cool. And then his relationship with the Cinderace was also really nice. So that really made me like Score Bunny more. Honestly, I'd have to say that Sobble is my least favorite of the line. And Teleon is cool. Now, I do have to say the Sobble line has the best shinies of the Sword and Shield Pokemon, of the Sword and Shield starters. The Sobble line has the best shinies. But it's just of the starters themselves, its line is kind of my least favorite. Teleon is cool, but it's like, of the others, I like Score Bunny and Grookey more. But out of all three, I like the Grookey line. I like the Grass Monkey. Now, Scarlet and Violet, the Grass Cat, Sprigatito, or Weed Cat as people were calling it. I'm a cat person, and I don't like Quaxley. I don't like the Quaxley line like at all. I really just don't like them. I don't know if it's because I think they're dumb or if I just don't like the design. They just didn't appeal to me. And like I've already said, I'm a cat person, and I looked at I looked at the other ones, and I just didn't. I don't know. They just didn't really appeal to me. But I like grass cats. I've used the grass types a lot. I like the cats, so I picked Sprigatito. It's an adorable little grass cat. It's like, why not pick it? I definitely like Sprigatito of the best. That was all. So that was all the starters that I like from each region. Now, out of all of the starters from all of the regions that I like the most, the Pokemon that I like the most, the starter that I like the most out of every single starter is Froakie. I mean, if you didn't hear me speak very highly of Froakie before, saying if you picked any of the other ones over Froakie, like what's wrong with you? It was quite clear that I like Froakie as the best of all starters. I think Sprigatito might be right behind Froakie. I really do like Sprigatito because it's a cute little grass cat, but like Come on. Froakie to Greninja. It's like, how can you not like it? It's a water frog ninja. Like, come on. And it's adorable at this stage. It's like, come on. So it's like, of course I'm gonna like it the best. So Froakie is my favorite starter out of every starter, and I've shown you which starter I like out of their respected regions. Now, category 2 is now complete. Moving on to category 3, we have Glaceon as my favorite evolution. Now, my favorite Pokemon type is Psychic. So you think, oh, favorite type is Psychic? You go with Espeon. Well, Espeon's cool, but I'm just really drawn to Glaceon. And also, like, look at that Glaceon V-Star card from Crown Zenith. That's a really nice Glaceon card. And it's like, but it's like, I really, there's just something that draws me to Glaceon. I mean, my favorite color is blue, so I think that is a part of it. But I think it's like I don't know, it looks like it'd be a cool little companion. A cool little ice cat that would, like, I don't know, there's just something about, like, Glaceon that it just makes me like it more than the others. I mean, because, like, Vaporeon is the only other blue evolution. It's like, but I do think out of, like, the Kanto ones, though, I like Jolteon more than Flareon and Vaporeon. I don't know, I just don't really like Vaporeon, like, all that much. And Glaceon was the other blue one, and just, I don't know, it also just looks so elegant. I don't know, there's something about Glaceon that just makes me like it. So my pick for my favorite evolution is Glaceon. Now, my favorite legendary Pokemon. Out of all the legendaries they've made, I'd even put Ultra Beasts in, like, legendary status. I don't know about Paradox Pokemon putting in legendary status. They might have, like, the stats to be compared to that, but honestly, I don't really think they'd be legendary. But out of every legendary they've made, my favorite is Lugia. I don't know if that's uncommon or not, but I love Lugia. Again, Psychic type. But it's just, the design of Lugia is very simple. I mean, it's a giant, like, white bird with, like, a blue belly, like some spikes on its head. It's like, but also it's like, I just always imagine myself, it's like, if I was in the Pokemon world and I could fly around on something, what would it be? Freaking Lugia! It's like, it's like, obviously there's psychic legendaries that can, like, they could fly around, or, like, they could pick you up with, like, psychic powers, but it's like, just flying on Lugia's back, it's like, you see someone riding on a legendary bird on the back, you're just like, that's a cool person. They're riding on that legendary, and it's like, come on. But also, I mean, if you watch the short that I uploaded, like, not that long ago, which, like, or I guess technically, since I'm going to upload this video tomorrow as of recording this, since I'm recording this around midnight, I uploaded a short a few minutes before this. So technically, the short that I uploaded last night, since I should be uploading this tomorrow when I get up, the short that I uploaded last night, I said my favorite Pokemon game from the Nintendo DS games, not 3DS, but just DS, so from Diamond, Pearl, Platinum up to Black and White 2, I like Soul Silver. Lugia is the mascot of Soul Silver. Tie it together. It's like, and also just how simple Lugia is. It's just, I love it. I love Lugia. And there we have it. Now we're moving on to the final category. I couldn't think of, like, what else would be, like, very generic. What's a generic question to ask? Of, like, what's your favorite this Pokemon or whatever? Well, since Scarlet and Violet is the newest Pokemon games, their DLCs should be coming out not too far from now, I think. I'm not sure when I don't know, does the first one come out in November, or is there one that comes out earlier? I don't know. But their DLC should be coming out soon. The game's been out for a few months. So the question I have is, what is my favorite Generation 9 Pokemon? Out of all of the new Pokemon they added for Generation 9, including evolutions of old Pokemon like Annihilate, or just the brand new Pokemon like Bellibolt, Cerulege, Armarouge, like Houndstone and Darkspun, and all the, like, Lechonk, when we saw that there was a pig Pokemon added and its name was Lechonk, everyone went crazy. It's like, it was definitely very much the meme region. I mean, one of the professors is literally Giga Chad. Like, of course they're gonna be like, but people obviously went wild. So it's like, what was your favorite Pokemon? Like, what's your favorite Pokemon from Generation 9? I mean, excluding like, and this doesn't mean like, oh, Gardevoir, it's in Scarlet&Violet. I mean, what's like your favorite of like specifically from the Paldea region? I kind of looked through them, and the only one that really stood out to me was, well, Meowscarada. Yes, it's the starter of Sprigatito, and I said Sprigatito is my favorite of Gen. It was my favorite starter of Gen 9, but it's like I kind of looked through the other ones, and it's like the only ones that really could kind of come close. It's like Iron Valiant, one of the Paradox Pokemon, because it's a combination of Gardevoir and Gallade. I know a lot of people don't really like the robotic Paradox Pokemon. I mean, Scarlet definitely had the better ones. Like, come on, they were definitely like cooler. Though I do think like Violet definitely had a lot of like very useful ones. But it's like I do like Iron Valiant, but it's like I really like Meowscarada. Now people are gonna say kind of the same reason for what people would say, like same reason you like Gardevoir, but it's like, come on, it looks cool. It is a cat magician, like, and I mean it's cool. It's like, and also just compare, like, for me, comparing it to like Skeledirge or Quackquavel, I don't really like it like them compared to Meowscarada. I love Meowscarada more than those two. It's like, so it's like, and then out of even all the other Pokemon, like Saberledge is cool, but it's like I think I like Meowscarada more than Saberledge. And then, I mean, Bellibolt is kind of funny and kind of cool, but it's like I like Meowscarada more than it. It's like whenever I just look at some of the other ones that I think are like, even Annihilate. Like Annihilate is awesome. It's literally like a dead Primeape after it died of being super angry. It's like, I mean, it's really, really cool, but it's like I just think I like Meowscarada more. I don't know. I really do love Meowscarada. I think it's a really cool Pokemon from Gen 9. I know some people don't really like it that much, and some people are gonna be like, "Oh, like you're a furry," and it's like, oh, just shut up. I like Meowscarada. I think it's a cool Pokemon. So anyway, that is my video for my favorite Pokemon for these 5 categories. Before I sign off of this video, I guess we can do a little recap. Like, I'm not gonna pull the cards back out again, but I will do a little recap of just like, what was my favorite? My favorite Pokemon of all time is Gardevoir. My favorite starter of every single starter out of all of them is Froakie. My favorite evolution is Glaceon. My favorite legendary Pokemon is Lugia. My favorite Generation 9 Pokemon is Meowscarada. Now, let me know in the comments, what is your favorite Pokemon of all time? What is your favorite starter Pokemon out of every starter? What is your favorite evolution? What's your favorite legendary Pokemon? And what is your favorite Generation 9 Pokemon? Please tell me in the comments. Now, before we go, please remember, hit the subscribe button, please, and hit the like button on this video. It would really help me out a lot if you do this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.